Got a couple of updates in what's become my favorite story of the year because it's effective. You have a company that has been literally brought to its knees by the consumer. And there's nothing they can do to get out of it. This has been the most effective consumer backlash that I have ever seen. And I wish people would do this with more brands when they're upset with it. It would be nice to see more Budlight boycotts, but we have this one, and boy, oh boy, are they paying. Now, this is a story I've already talked about, but I just wanted to highlight it for this video. Things are so bad. You have distributors coming out and basically begging customers to come back. Now, it's unfortunate because the distributor didn't do anything. This isn't their fault. They have nothing to do with marketing. And it's an unfortunate side effect of what's going on with the Bud Light boycott. But, you know, it is what it is at this point. Bud Light must pay, and they are paying. With market share, ESG stock, and profits. Everything is going downhill for Bud Light. And it's getting worse. In fact, turns out that this is probably the worst week yet for Bud Light. Sales were down, 22% last week? Or were they down 20% as a whole for last month? Well, they keep getting worse. So some places are citing 24%. Some places are citing 25%. But let's read what they're saying right here. Sales of the U.S. number one beer were down 24.6% for the week ended May 13th compared to a year ago, slightly worse than the 23.6% dip they suffered a week earlier, according to Bump Williams Consulting and Nielsen IQ Research. Even more alarming, industry experts say, is the negative impact on Anheuser-Busch InBev's other brands, including Budweiser, Michelob Ultra, with the latter being the nation's number 3 beer last year with more than $3.3 billion in sales last year. Michelob sales were off 2.9% versus a year ago in the latest week, in line with a drop a week earlier, according to a Bump Williams analysis of Nielsen IQ data. Sales of Budweiser, last year's number 7 beer, with more than $1.8 billion in sales, were down 9.7% in each of the 2 recent weeks. Yikes. That is bad. That is really bad. And it shows that Anheuser-Busch is sick and it's infecting others. So Michelob Ultra, like, how many people even know that that's an Anheuser-Busch brand? That's why I think the sales are so much lower for that beer. I didn't even know that that was the number 3 beer in America. That's crazy. Michelob? I don't even think I've ever had a Michelob. So that is obviously like the people that are really like the hardcore boycotters are the ones like that are just staying away from everything. They're not touching Michelob. They're not touching Budweiser. They're not touching Busch. All those brands are affected. And it's crazy that Michelob's down because, like I said, how many people even know? I don't think I even knew that Michelob was a Anheuser-Busch brand until I started covering this. So all of their beer is down. This company is sick. Sick. And it's not going to get better anytime soon. That's worse than last week, which some believed was the first sign of the ongoing Bud Light boycott loosening its grip. So a lot of people were saying that last week was going to be the end of the boycott. Things were going to start to bounce back now. Things were going to blow over. They got these new camo beers. They're going to be patriotic now, so everyone's going to forget. They're going to walk in. They're going to see the camo beer cans, and they're going to say, whoa, oh, Bud Light, they're good stuff now. That didn't happen. Numbers tanked again, as we just went over. This is my favorite quote, though. Bud Light is sick, Williams said. It's now infected other healthy brands with the InBev portfolio, and that's a bigger problem in my mind. If Bud Light doesn't stop the bleeding now, it runs the risk of losing the entire 3 months for the high demand for beer. And that's a really good point. As I pointed out before, this is the best-selling time for beer. The summertime is the best time for beer sales. You got to think about, you got events, concerts, festivals, barbecues, family get-togethers. This is the time where people drink the most beer, during the summer. Yeah, sure, they still drink it in the winter, but right now, in the summertime, that's when people are cracking open beers the most. Barbecues, all that stuff, people are cracking beers, drinking, hanging out with friends, enjoying the sunshine, getting outside, having a brewski. This is the best months for these brands. This is like their Christmas, if they're a retail store. You know, like a lot of retail, like Christmas is the big time. That's when they get their big bump. Well, that I think it's safe to assume is for Bud Light, is now. And they're going to be down this whole year. This whole year is going to be a catastrophe for them. It's catastrophic. They're going to lose this whole year. This whole year is going to be a negative for them. You're talking billions of dollars down the drain for Anheuser-Busch. Down the drain. And now you've got people admitting this is going to go on a lot longer. This is going to go on a lot longer than we thought it was. This is from Sky News. It's a video. We don't need to go over the video. We can sum it up. The boycott's not ending anytime soon. As pointed out by me a couple days ago, they are just now talking about it over here, that the former executive of the company said that this boycott is going to go on for a lot longer than people give it credit for, because it's easier to switch to other brands, and people are seeing the impact happen in real time. In real time. And what's that do? It gets them to talk about it with their friends, and their friends talk about it. Now, word of mouth is now pushing this. And it's also gotten to the normie crowd. So, I don't know. I think this could go all summer. I do think Bud Light loses its position as America's number one beer. I think they become number two. Who will take that top spot? I personally hope it's Coors, because they've been doing everything right. They actually capitalized on this the other day with their legacy video. But what's Miller do? They put out an ad about how women in bikinis is bad for beer or some shit. Like, that was stupid. So Coors deserves the number one spot after this. And they should keep making more ads kicking Bud Light while they're down. I don't know why they haven't. They should directly, like I said before, have an ad where they're just like breaking beer bottles and laughing and then drinking some Coors or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.